Hello and welcome to a video on how a level 3 skiller can obtain flippers. Now, I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as I possibly can, just to make your life easier, straight to the point. So, first of all, complete Skippy and the Mogers. Alright, it's a 5-minute mini quest, it's not going to take you long. In addition to that, complete the Dwarf Cannon quest, so you can have access to a cannon. On top of that, visit any Slayer shop and purchase yourself some fishing explosives. And in addition to that, go and get yourself 32 Slayer. Have fun lamping in Varrock Museum. I will not be joining you. So, the gear that we're going to be using, once you've completed all that, is a leather cowl, an amulet of glory, a leather body, leather chaps, leather boots, leather van braces, an archer's ring, and a crossbow, and a cape of your choice. Okay, so we're going to go to Rimington. Right now, I moved my house to Rimington. It was more convenient for me. I recommend you do the same. So we're going to head there now. And once we're in Rimington, we're going to be running south. Now, this is the inventory setup. So you've got a cannon, you've got 3 ring of recoils, pizzas, a teleport to house, fishing explosive, and your cannonballs. So we're going to run this way. This is Skippy. He's nice and drunk. That's where you start Skippy and the Mogers, by the way. And we're going to keep running. We're going to go southeast from Rimington, and then we're just going to go straight south. We're going to go all the way to the bottom, past this dwarf smith in Fergo. And we're going to keep going down, and we are now in the area of where the Mogers spawn. Now, here is a fairy ring. We want to be standing on the square to the right of the fairy ring. So, not the one that has got it in, to this one right here. So, south of the grass, east of the ring. Okay, right here. And we want to place our cannon down exactly in that spot. Right there, okay? And the reason we do that is because we want to manipulate the cannon to point directly east, so when the Moger spawns in, the cannon will fire a shot, and then we have time to empty the cannon once the cannon, before the cannon does a 360-degree rotation. So, some people will bring an alt here, and the alt will stand over to the left, over there, and they'll run back and forth, getting one cannonball at a time. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, if you feel that you're adequate enough at the game, save yourself some time. Don't do that. Some will say, oh, my alt is getting more food from the bank. Okay, I get that, but going to the bank and sorting that, and then you're not going to have a cannonball, are you? So it kind of just defeats the object. You might as well just keep it to the one account, and you'll be fine. I had no issues with this method at all. So I can see myself still catching fishing XP. I've got a drift net up. So what we do is we want to manipulate the cannon. So the cannon's going to spin, and we're going to use the fishing explosive on this spot right here, which will then spawn the Moger. What we want the cannon to do is to fire an initial shot. Now, the first shot from a cannon is an aggravated shot. So no matter what damage that cannonball does, you will not gain any ranged XP. However, if the cannon carries on rotating and fires a second shot and damages the Moger, you will get XP and your account will be ruined. So, how do we actually get around that? So, we empty the cannon. So, first of all, we want to look at these prayers. Now, you can utilize this prayer to manipulate the cannon into not moving. So, if I click on the cannon will spin and spin and spin. If I click a prayer, the cannon will stop moving, right? If I then click back on the cannon or on a pizza, I cancel this window and the cannon will start moving again. So we want the cannon facing northeast. which is right there. Okay, so as soon as the cannon gets to this location northeast, okay, facing that direction, we want to activate this prayer to pause the cannon in that position. Then what we want to do is we want to get our fishing explosive and use it on this ominous fishing spot. By doing this, we'll spawn the Moga. It will cancel this prayer window. It will activate the cannon to move 1 tick, facing directly east, which is what we want, right? So we're gonna throw the explosive. It's going to activate the Moga. The cannon's going to face east. The cannon's going to take a shot, and then we want to right-click the cannon and empty the cannonballs. Okay. If the shot hits 0, then we want to run all the way to the east over here, and we wait for the Moga to despawn. If the cannon hits anything above 10, personally, from what I've noticed, it is doable. You can do it on less. You can actually do it if a cannon hits 5, even 4, right? But you're risking running out of food and wasting a run. So we're going to give it a go. So fishing explosive, our cannon's in position, right? Yeah, we've used the prayer. We've got to the cannon in that position. Fishing explosive on the spot, and then we're going to right click the cannon straight away. Okay, there's the cannon. There's the cannon shot. We're going to empty the cannon. It hit a 0. We're going to run away. Okay. And we're going to just maintain here until it says the Moga has gone back to find his best friends in the war. I don't know what he says. He says something strange, I don't know. He says he's gone to look for fish, but every time I've killed him, he somehow seems to always drop fish. So he's got a lot of fish. There you go. The Moga dives back into the water to search for the fish. At that point, you know that he's gone. You can then move back up to your cannon. Now, there is 2 ways you can do this. If you feel like you want to use your cannonballs on the cannon and preload it, the cannon will not move. Okay, then you can get your prayer ready, you can fire it, you can wait for the tick, and you can pause it and you can carry on. Or alternatively, what you can do is if you actually run back over from the left, click the cannon will start moving automatically. Okay, so it's up to you, personal preference, however you want to do it. You can manually load it, or you can just click it and wait for it to start rotating and then freeze it on the prayer. So we're going to go again, fishing explosive on the fishing spot, right click the cannon ready, wait for the cannonball, empty the cannon, run away. Yeah, because we hit a 0.